Orange here. Welcome to Path to Decency episode 37. The list of topics that I'm discussing will be on the screen along with the summons that I'm doing at the end. All of that information will also be down below in case you want to skip to anything. I'm going to have the timestamps for you guys, so you can always find those in the description if you wish to skip something or if I'm getting boring or whatever. So I'm going to jump right into the episode. The first topic is my new AO. Last week, one of the big things that I was discussing was building a new AO to help me clear some teams in Arena that were unclearable by my other teams. That AO was Chloe, Cat, Seek, Lushen, with Katarina leader. I did work on that team last week. I 6-starred my Katarina, my Seek, and my Chloe, so I am going to show you their runes and maybe some arena matches. Hopefully we can find some people. My rank did drop a little bit, so I'm lower, and the people I'll face are probably not as good as I should be facing. But regardless, I will show you the team. I think it'll be fun to watch the team. I didn't get to use it last week because the team wasn't ready last rush hour. So this rush hour will be the first rush hour where I can use the team. But first, let's go ahead and go over the runes. I'm not going to show you guys every single rune because I don't think that makes sense, but I'll just show you guys the stats and then I'll show you guys the rune sets in case you are wondering. So here is Seek. The order of priority that I runed my monsters in was Lushen, then Cat, then Seek. I figure Lushen's the most important to have the best runes, then Katarina, then Seek. So there's Seek. Here is my Chloe. Also, I was saying last week how I didn't think I had enough runes for all of those monsters, but I think their stats look decent, and I think the runes turned out to be okay, so I'm pretty satisfied with it, but of course there can be improvements, and I think the main reason why I had a bunch of runes for them and their stats turned out to be okay, was because they didn't require speed. They only required 3 stats really: crit rate, crit damage, and attack, so it was kind of easy to get their stats in a decent place. Here is Chloe. She is the fastest I can make her, so if anyone out there is wondering, how fast can your Bernard be? How fast can your Chloe be? This is the fastest, 181 speed. I've been thinking about switching the runes back over to Bernard, but I'm not really sure yet. If I do switch them back over to Bernard, then I will have to... I don't think he will be 181 speed is what I'm trying to say, because I like to keep his accuracy high to debuff monsters with high resist, like Eladriels, Renas, whatever. That whole trend is kind of falling out of meta, but there are still monsters with high resist. So I might make him faster than he is now, but not 181. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. So here she is. Here she's just on a Swift set. Pretty self-explanatory. And then this rune has a +2 speed grindstone, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's +2 speed because I think this rune was +24. So that's something to keep in mind. And then none of the other runes have any grindstones on them. So basically 179 or +168 ungrinded. And then here's Bernard, if you guys are wondering how my 2 monsters look. Here he is. And I'm pretty sure that's as fast as he can be. I don't remember though. So there's Chloe. Let's go ahead and move on to Lushen and Katarina. Here's my Lushen. I think he looks pretty good. Could be better though. So here he is, and here are his runes. I have Lushen moving before Katarina because I think that's the way you're supposed to do it. That way Katarina can possibly use her second skill to kill something and then retain her invincibility again. So I have her moving afterwards. Here are Katarina's stats, and here are her runes. So let's go ahead and jump into Arena and see if I can find some matches that I can bring that team to. I can probably bring it to this one depending on how fast the Orion is. You guys can see I'm ranked like 10,000, so yeah, I'll probably outspeed him even with the... sorry. It's a little bit... the feels bad, man. So let me go ahead and clean this up, and then I'll have to wait till rush hour to let you guys know how it actually performs. And the software issue that I was talking about at the beginning of the stream, if I resolve that, then I might be able to do a live stream. I don't know if I'm going to have it resolved by tomorrow. Probably not. I'll try to work on it tonight and see what I can do. But I'm pretty sure I covered everything. Like, it might just be something really stupid that I'm missing, why it's not working. I don't know. So, yeah. So, like I said, I'm going to have to do rush hour and let you guys know how it does. I'll try to record a video probably. I don't know. I probably will record a video, though, of tomorrow's rush hour. Another thing that I wanted to talk about was eventually I do want to transition this team into a Bernard double Lushen Seek team. I know that team is really popular and it works very well at high ranks. So when I do get my second Lushen, I will transition into that eventually. And this is a huge theme overall. I gotta make sure my team's winning. So this is a huge theme overall. Ever since I've been playing Summoner's War since the beginning, I've always been very efficient with which monsters I build. You guys probably know, god damn, he's meditating, fuck, just die. So you guys know at the beginning of the game especially, you have to keep your monster pool, well, you don't have to, but it helps if you keep your monster pool very small. That way you can put your best runes on those few monsters that you're using, that you use everywhere. A really good example of that is Veramos. Veramos will carry you very hard everywhere, and you will use him everywhere, so why not make him one of your best monsters? You're going to be using him in GB10, DB8, DB10, TOA, TOA hard, and PvP. That's pretty much like 80% of the game. I don't know if I exactly did that right. So, yeah, you should build him well. So when I do transition into that Bernard double Lushen Seek team, I'm going to have to see if that's the best option, or if it's a better option to go for something else, like a Shield Will team, depending on my monsters. I don't want to spread my runes too thin, and I'm trying to make things work in multiple places still. One other thing, notice how low my win rate is this week, 79%. That's because I've been testing, I've been losing, and I'm trying to pick up on trends that I'm seeing to win more, basically. A good example of this is in Guild Wars. You guys know, maybe you don't, but in Guild Wars, a team I really like to use is Galleon Lagmaron Bernard, and a lot of times I would bring that against Vero Theo Chisoon, and I started to realize that it was just way too RNG, well, not RNG based, but the odds were not in my favor. In my opinion, arena battles and Guild Wars is pretty much just an odds sort of thing, and it's pretty much just rolling the dice, and I want to pick the team that gives me the best or the highest chance of winning, and I started to realize that that team was not giving me a very good chance of winning against Vero Theo Chisoon. Sometimes Theo would be on Will runes, which if I entered that battle and Theo was on Will, my chances of winning would drastically decrease. And if any three of those monsters would violent proc out of their stun, if I landed the stun, I think Lagmaron has a good chance of landing his stun, the odds of me winning went down again. And violent proc, what is it, 22% or something like that? On 3 monsters, it just wasn't working out. So I started to realize that, and I realized I just cannot bring that against that team. I need to bring something else. So with Arena, I'm going to do the same thing, start picking up on those trends, and start to realize what I can and can't bring my team against. I'll also be doing some research. I was doing research on Reddit, and then I think continuous research is never a bad thing, so I might learn some things through that, and we will see how it goes. Let's go ahead and move on to the second topic. This topic is going to be regarding the guild shop and what I am doing in the guild shop right now. First of all, so I am going to continue buying summoning stones from the guild shop, and I will tell you guys my reasoning. I am going to summon for this Lushen rotation in 8 days. However many summons I have, it won't be that many. Right now I have 1 summon, so it's really not going to be that many, but I'm going to summon for it, and then afterwards I'm going to buy summoning stones, but I'm going to consider who I need to summon for. There are 2 monsters I know I need, which is 1 other Lushen and Orion. After that, I don't know if I need any other Nat 4s that are out there. I know a lot of Nat 4s are useful, and people always say, you know, so-and-so's useful, but in terms of overpowered Nat 4s, Lushen and Orion are the last 2 that I know I need to get first. So let's just talk about them. So from the guild shop, my current plan of action is to, whoops, that's not the guild shop. So my current plan of action is to buy 3 stacks of summoning stones per week, and then Ifrit pieces until I get another Lushen and Orion. So here's my thought process. I know this is kind of, people have their own opinions or whatever, so I'm going to share mine, and you guys can think whatever you want to think about it. So here's my opinion. Last week, I did not show you guys, but I did 4 more summons for Orion, and I didn't get him. The 4 came from Guild Wars, I think. I'm pretty sure. I think I had, 3 and then some or something like that. In total, I've done about 67 summons for Orion, and I think there's a 74% chance that I should have gotten him with 67 summons, so I have gotten a little bit unlucky with him. But the thing that I want to talk about is I'm not going to sit here and complain about the odds because I really don't care about the odds, but the main point of why I am still buying summoning stones is because it takes so long to save up that many summons. Basically, I need to do a lot of summons to guarantee a chance at having one of these monsters, Orion and Lushen, and it takes a long-ass time to save up for them. Yeah, in the future, I most likely will summon an Orion and a Lushen from Mystical Scrolls or a Legendary Scroll or whatever, but I've only gotten 1 Verd ever, which is the one that I summoned for with exclusive summons, and I've been playing for a little bit over a year now, like a year and, 10 days, 7 days, something like that. So I'm asking myself, do I really want to be here in 1 year from now without another Lushen or Orion, without both of them? No, I've only gotten 1 Verd in that time, so that's my whole thought process. It takes a while to save, but I don't want to just never have one, especially in a year. I've only summoned 1 Verd in a year. I've only summoned 1 Orion in a year. I summoned 1 and fed it, which is why I'm in this situation right now. But still the Lushen thing, I would be summoning for another Lushen. So that is my reasoning, right? I just haven't seen those monsters within a whole year of playing, so I'm going to keep buying summoning stones and the Ifrit pieces. So after I get Lushen and Orion, the order of importance is Lushen, Orion, so summoning stones first, then Ifrit pieces, then guild flags. I'm pretty sure I'm going to go into guild flags after Ifrit pieces. I'm not going to go through all of the reasoning for that. I may change my mind afterwards and I may go into getting Nat 5s or something. I don't think so though. I think guild flags might be the way to go, even though it takes an insane amount of time to max out your guild flags, like 2 years or something like that. So we'll talk about that later, but for now I am going to get Lushen, Orion, and Ifrit, and Amir, hopefully, eventually. So that is the whole discussion about the guild shop priorities. Next topic is an exciting one. Childish had a new challenge last week that I participated in. I got last place, baby, that's what's up. I think I got last place on the challenge before too. So I enjoyed it though. I always enjoy Childish's challenges. So you guys can check out that video along with Childish's. I'll probably link them to you guys if you want to check those out. The challenge was to do the Fire Beast and the Ice Beast with no healers. The main thing that I wanted to talk about regarding the challenge was that it kind of transitioned me back into homunculus fever mode. So I am actually considering building my homunculus. I was just kind of sitting back on it, waiting to see if people had good opinions on him. You know, I was letting other people jump into it and, farm it up and see what they thought before I did. But I could have farmed one if I wanted to, but I was just like, I was lazy, and I was like, they can just do it, and I'll just see what they have to say. So I think I might do it. I've been considering the fire homunculus or the water homunculus, and I think I am going to skill up a water one. Things are kind of working out for me in this aspect, so I will talk about it or discuss what's going on. So I was thinking about building the water one for TOA hard, because TOA hard autoing specifically, not just TOA hard, but autoing it has been a little bit shaky. I would like to auto more of it, maybe even the 90s, and progress kind of in that aspect of autoing TOA hard, and I think the water homunculus might just automatically unlock that if I build him like a Shannon or an Arya, just tanky, because he needs to be doing CC, and if he's dying, it's like, what the hell? I'm mainly going to continue to rely on dots to clear TOA hard, which is probably the best strategy for someone at my stage of the game. And I think I might just build one like Arya or Shannon because he brings a lot of CC. If you guys have checked out the water one, he has a lot of CC. So I think it's this skill, attacks all enemies to freeze them for 1 turn with 15% chance. And then it goes up to 25. And then he'll also be on Despair for that. And then I think it's one of these. No, not that one. This one. Attacks all enemies to inflict damage and freezes them for 1 turn. And then he also has something like this. Attacks all enemies 3 times to decrease their attack bar by 30% each with a 50% chance. So I was thinking about building the water one for TOA hard. I will be skilling up the water one though because I have the best success in the water rift. It is the only beast that I've managed to kill, which was exciting when I finally killed it. And I'll discuss that in a second. Well, actually, I'll discuss it now because we're here. So this is my team for the water beast, and I think the main reason I was able to kill it was because of my Vela Jewel. First, he boosts attack bar, and second, he gives my team immunity, and I think my team is actually just not getting frozen by the beast. I've been watching the runs. The beast has a pseudo-freeze skill, which I'm sure you guys are aware of. It's called the Freezing Roar, and he puts a freezing air effect on you. But then if we look at his first skill, the Ice Sweep skill, if we read the last line, the last two, he's going to, any enemies that have the freezing air debuff on them are going to be frozen. So with that immunity, I'm not getting frozen on the Ice Beast, and I'm able to gain enough health back with all of my attack bar boosters that I have enough health to take a hit from his big AoE thing. So I guess I'll do a run for you guys while we discuss more stuff. I probably should have just done a run so we could check it out. But yeah, I'll be farming this one to skill up a homunculus if I so choose. I haven't even skilled up the first skill yet. I've been kind of messing around on these because I've been bored. And you guys know I haven't played super efficiently. I try to play mostly efficiently, but sometimes, I mess around or whatever. So I have been kind of messing around in these dungeons because I've been bored of farming other things, and they're kind of fun to watch, kind of fun to, figure out which team is best. So I've just been testing out different teams and stuff. So like I was back to the homunculus discussion, I was really thinking about building a water homunculus for TOA hard. I might be able to use them in PvP too as kind of another sort of Vero, maybe even a better Vero. I don't really know. Like they're a little bit different, right? But they both provide a lot of CC, sort of, but they're still different. I also was thinking about building one just preemptively for Hall of Heroes because some people were saying he might be really good. The water one might be really good in Hall of Heroes. So if I have one skilled up and ready, I am going to not redeem my skill reset because I heard if you redeem your skill reset, you have to use it within like 7 days or something like that. So I'll just leave my skill reset there and then I can test them out. That's always an option. It'd be great if I had one ready. So then if I needed to use him for the Hall of Heroes, I could, depending on how good it is or whatever. It could just be like a garbage Hall of Heroes. You never know. So that's the whole discussion regarding the water homunculus. I could also build a fire one. The last topic that I talked about was my AO, so I was thinking about building a fire one for arena offense because he does have that speed scaling. Monsters like that are a little bit harder to rune. Monsters like my Lagmaron, my Theomars, the fire homunculus, because they require crit rate, crit damage, attack, and speed. They require more stats than just like a slow attacker who just needs 3 stats, crit rate, crit damage, and attack. So, like, again, I always say, I don't know if I have runes for it, but I'm just so lazy. I need to look and see if I have runes to support that type of monster. And then I might look into building the fire one too. I don't know. So I wanted to ask you guys, do you guys have your homunculus and what do you think about it? I've been looking on Reddit and I've been getting some opinions from people on Reddit. Some people say, I think the general agreement is that it's kind of underwhelming for a Nat 5. I think maybe people had their expectations too high and they thought he would just be, like a Zyros or something. But overall, I think people think he's pretty good. But if you do have monsters like Zyros, Teor, Varad maybe. I don't know if Varad's better than him. But if you have monsters like that, people generally think that those monsters are better than the homunculus. That's what I've been hearing on Reddit. So I just wanted to ask you guys, if you guys want to tell me about your homunculus, I would love to know. I don't really have that many friends who play Summoner's War. I only really look at Reddit, and my YouTube channel is amazing because a lot of you guys leave me comments and stuff, and I can hear what you guys have to say about it. But I don't really have anyone that I can talk to and be like, what do you think about yours? Because my friends have not built theirs yet. So yeah, so I just wanted to ask you guys. Let me see if there's anything else that I needed to talk about. I haven't really thought about the wind one. I think some people were testing him as a damage dealer in R5, but they were saying that the water kung fu girl's better or something. I don't really know. So I haven't thought about the wind one though. I don't think that one would suit me very well, especially because I already have a Lagmaron, and Amir will be something that I get eventually. So I don't really need another wind damage dealer. I think the people who were building the wind one are able to build something very specifically like that. No, we're not going to kill him. That's okay, though. Sometimes this happens. I don't know what the odds are. I haven't watched too many runs, but sometimes I do not kill it. So the wind one, I think, is just very specific, for very, very specific things like R5. So I don't think that that's really up my alley. But there was a run. Unfortunately, I did not kill it, though. I'm sad. The next topic that I'm going to talk about is Arena, Guild Wars, and Dragons changes. So last week in Arena, I finished C1 because I did not do Rush Hour. I was sleeping during Rush Hour, so this is how I did without doing Rush Hour. My victory rate last week was also really good. That was something that I was working on. Last week what I did was I was tweaking my defense and weakening it so that I would hover around rank 8,000 to 10,000 so my battles would be easier, so I could keep a high victory rate during the week. So that of course paid off. We can see my victory rate went up because I was finishing with 83% victory rates, but I did finish with a 90.8. Hurrah! This week, my victory rate is way lower because I've been testing out my new offense, getting used to it, and figuring out how it works, what it's weak against, so that is why the victory rate is low for this week. I'm hoping that Rush Hour goes well this week. I will have to keep you guys posted with my new AO that I built. For Guild Wars, we finished G1 again, which is always disappointing when we do, but our defenses are not strong enough to be a legit G2 guild, so we did finish G1, but that's okay. I can still get guild battles videos out to you guys. I'm getting less guild points and summoning stones compared to my previous guild, but with this guild, we're having more difficult fights. I'm learning, I'm getting better, and I am identifying things that I need to do to improve my monsters to get stronger myself, whereas if I stayed in the old guild, I would probably just get by with all of my current monsters and I wouldn't be working on anything new or anything like that. So overall, I think it's better that I'm in a tougher guild, even though I'm not getting as many resources from being in this guild. So for dragons, I told you guys how I did make some changes. I had to rune up my Chloe because I built that offense. I had to I had to make my Bernard decent because I made Chloe faster than him. So with that, I took some runes off Megan and made her worse. So my dragons team wasn't doing as well as it was when Megan had her old runes on. So I decided to try out a new dragons team, which is the current one that I'm running. So I will show you guys that team. This is kind of a variation of a team, or the team that I was running before I started using Megan with my Verd, or without my Verd. I was using Megan without Verd, but before I started using no Verd, I was using Verd, and that team was Verd, Bella, Velajul, Theo, Vero, I think. I think I had two. Wait, no. And then I think there was Spectra in there or something. So this is the current team that I'm using. I decided to use Vero instead of Velajul because I think he brings a lot with his CC. See how he's stomping on these crystals? It makes my team live because he provides CC for them. So this is my current team. The times are about the same as the Megan team. I've seen some times that are 208, and then usually I think the times are around 240, somewhere around there, which kind of sucks to say because I don't want to admit that my dragon's times are slow, but they are. Well, slow to me. I think. So this is the current team. This week, I have a couple of EXP boosters to get rid of that I have in my inventory from all those 6 stars that I made, Cat, Seek, and Chloe, that I did last week. So I have to kind of get rid of those. I never like to let those go to waste. I think I am going to 6-star my Amesity because my Copper Bulldozer team's almost ready to go. I just have to fix their runes. I think that team is going to be one of the big ones that I fix on free rune removal. So I plan on 6-starring Amesity, and then I was just kind of talking about how I was thinking about building my homunculus. So if I so choose to skill up a homunculus, I may 6-star that one too. I don't know. We'll have to see about that. So I think, let me see here, what else is on my list? So that's pretty much it regarding the whole dragon stuff, and then after this runs over, we'll jump into some couple extra quick things, and then do the summons, and then that'll be the end of Path of Decency. So let's hurry up and finish this, and we will get into the next topic. This time looks like it's going to be fast. Let's see. 209, nice. Okay, last topic is just some random things. So the random things, I bought my Guardstone. I finished up the Guardstone, which was nice, so it is currently level 10. After the Guardstone, I am going to go into the sword, like I was telling you guys, and then the elemental buildings. I'm going to have to figure out which elemental buildings I want to go into. I'm kind of thinking maybe the Wind Sanctuary and the Water Sanctuary, because I have a lot of wind attackers. I did just build Lushen, Katarina. I have Lagmaron, Water Sanctuary for Theo and Sig. And then after that, I'll have to figure out what I want to do. I think all of these other buildings are just kind of random and not really that necessary. Like Arcane Tower attack speed, I don't really think I need that right now. I think the other ones might be better. Arcane Tower's attack power, I don't think that one's going to be any good. And I don't think I need more mana storage, so I think all of these elemental ones are the ones to go into next. So I did buy that Guardstone, that was the thing. We have a lot of events going on, which I am finishing. I finished the roulette event a while ago. It was kind of easy to finish. And then I'm currently doing the monster level up event, which is kind of nice because I have a lot of things that I want to 6-star now. So I will just finish this. Hey, we have another mystical. That's what's up. So I'm almost done with this one, I think. Well, not really. I have to exchange the things 10 times. So I will finish that. And so next week, what am I going to do? I've kind of talked about this, but I might build my homunculus or skill him up, so I might be doing that. I have some 6 stars that I need to make. Amesity is one of them that I think I will definitely make. And then aside from Amesity, I was thinking about my homunculus. I'm not really sure. I was also kind of thinking about what can I do to my AD to make it stronger, which might be Tyron, but I haven't really thought about it that much. I have some EXP boosters to get rid of, and Amesity for sure, but the other ones I'm not sure about. And then, of course, farming runes maybe. That's always kind of on the agenda. That's it for what I am doing next week. Let's go ahead and get into the summons. 10 mysticals. Let's go. Battle Mammoth. Griffin. Last week, I don't think I got any lightnings on my mysticals. Here we go, lightning. Beretta. That would have been nice when I was fusing Katarina last week. Guess not. Okay, what could that be? Maybe a skill up for something? I don't know. Oh, baby, 2 lightnings in a row. No, I need a blue one. Okay, that could be a skill up though. I already have an Aquila, so that could be an Orion skill up or Aquila skill up, but I don't really plan on building Aquila. So that's nice, another skill up. Those are always nice. We have 3 extra mysticals to do. Let's go ahead and do them. Nice. Okay, so nothing, but overall that summoning session was good. So I would say that was a good summoning session, TBH. So that is it for Path to Decency episode 37. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I ranted a lot, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. So that is all. Catch you guys later.